How's it going? How's it going, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Ben Burnside Show, coming at you from my home studio in Fresno. I'm Ben Burnside, and I hope you guys had a great New Year's Day, a great New Year's holiday, and a great Christmas as well. I haven't done a video for a while, so I am very excited to be back. Don't expect a New Year's a reflection on 2020 or any of that stuff kind of video. I tried that today. It was like an hour-long video, and the audio just wasn't there. I'm trying to do a new program, so audio like input and output got mixed up from that program. So I'm not going to redo it. That was an hour-long video. No thanks. But Happy New Year's to you guys, and I hope you guys enjoyed your great New Year's and had a wonderful time. So, cheers to you for that. What I wanted to talk to you guys about instead was a late review that I have for a television show that came out last year. It was early last year. It was The Clone Wars, Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the final season. I believe it was season 7. That was a late season release after the Clone Wars TV series ended really years ago until last year with season 7. And Dave Filoni had a surprise review of, or a surprise return to the series with a season that really happened during the events of Revenge of the Sith, particularly at the end of this last season. And I wanted to give my overall review of it. Overall, to sum it up in a way, I thought it had its moments, but overall, I didn't think it was that good. I didn't think it was that good. I thought there were a lot of weaknesses that happened, especially in the last 2/3 of the series. But don't get me wrong. Even then, there were some great parts in it, especially in the last couple episodes. But there was a lot of weaknesses I had with some of the stuff. It felt kind of generic sometimes, and there was one big major effing problem I had with this season that I am just not happy with. But I will save that when I get to it, and you'll know when I'm getting to it. So there we go. So stay tuned. So I wrote notes down for each of, I believe, the 12. What was it? It was the 11. Okay, 11 episodes of the Clone Wars. I just think, I think that it's an interesting episode, and it will be fun to review it. So let's do it. Let's go ahead and review this thing. All right, guys, I'm back. Sorry. If you hear any background noise, just ignore it. But anyway, episode 1. So episode 1 through 4, I believe. Yes, episode 1 through 4 had an arc that I called the Bad Batch arc, where basically it covered a storyline with the clones more so, and it focused on them. Mostly like how the Clone Wars TV show did for the most part. But this one covered the special forces type of clones that were introduced in this season. And they are called the Bad Batch. And wouldn't you know it, the Bad Batch is getting their own TV series now on Disney Plus, their own animated show. So credit to them. And I gotta tell you, I kind of like the Bad Batch in this 4-episode arc of their story and kind of their introduction into the Star Wars world. So episode 1 had the intro of them, my thoughts on the Bad Batch. I liked them. I basically just said that, but I like them. I like their leader. Their leader looks like a lone wolf type character, but he's not. He's the leader, and he's pretty cool. Has some kind of like sonar radar type of power with him. There's another dumb guy who's like obviously the muscle of the group. They're not that muscle people are dumb, but this guy was dumb. Anyway, you had the Brainiac, kind of like the Donatello, if you will, of the group, like the computer guy. And you had the very negative, pessimistic very unlikable sniper of the group who can hit anything from any mile away. And also, you have obviously the regular clones, like Commander Cody was in this and all that stuff. Was it Commander Cody? No, it might have been. I forgot the clone's name, but he was in this. And the clone had visions of a fellow clone that was like kidnapped or whatever in a previous episode of the Clone Wars. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen the Clone Wars, but it was Echo, who was another clone soldier who was friends with the commander. I don't want to say it's Cody. Oh, Rex. Rex was in this episode. That's right. So Rex journeyed with the commander to go, I guess, hack something or get intel off something. So they went off. I forgot what the mission was, but they got info of Echo being alive on this episode. It was a pretty good episode, honestly, and I guess it was to infiltrate the Separatist base. Is what their mission was, because the clones and the Separatists were fighting for the planet they were on. And so they found out Echo was alive in this episode, and then they went to episode 2, where they went to another planet of where the coordinates were for Echo. They went there. And for episode 2, I thought it was another good episode. I liked episode 1. Episode 2, it featured a new planet with like fog, and I liked the world of the planet. It was very cool. And I liked the creatures and the droids that were introduced in this episode. It featured these village native people of the planet. I forgot what the planet was called. I wish I would have written it down. But I like the creatures in it. The Separatists were there. They had their own flying droids, which is pretty cool. I like that. And so I think one of them was kidnapped to the Separatist base on the planet, and so they journeyed over there somehow. They found a way to get in, and they infiltrated the area. So yeah, I think that was that. Echo was featured, I think, in this episode as like a slave in there. I guess they like butchered him to where he's like hacked or whatever, and like displaying information. And that's what's happening. I'm just jogging my memory. They're using the Separatists were using Echo's mind to figure out plans of how to effectively attack the clones in different battles, I guess, around the galaxy. So Echo was literally getting investigated. His brain was literally getting investigated and tapped into by the Separatists as their hostage. So episode 3 happened. I guess they gained access into the planet, and no, that's not what happened. Episode 2, they got a hold of Echo, and that's where the episode ended. Episode 3, they got a hold of him. They managed to get out of the base. They used, I think, these flying pterodactyl-like things that the village natives had, and they flew all the way back to the tribe land, which was doomed for the tribe land because the Separatists would come in a battle. So eventually they planned for it, and a massive battle broke out between Anakin Skywalker, who was with them, as well as all the clones, the Bad Batch and all that, and the village guys versus the Separatists. It's a pretty cool battle. Pretty cool. Anakin took down a giant droid machine, a bunch of those in battle that kind of looked like a spider, like a giant robot spider. He took that down, and but yeah, they ended up winning the battle, and they got away, and so that was pretty much it. Echo and them managed to escape, and I think what they did after that, the next episode, they went to a planet to address a fight that was breaking out, I guess, in the planet where they were originally at in the first episode. And the climax of that arc began with episode 4. So episode 3 I liked. let's see. Any notes on episode 3 I'm forgetting? Hopefully we'll see this planet and native race again. So yeah, hopefully we do see this native planet and race again, maybe in live action with the Star Wars TV shows coming up, or in the Bad Batch. I wouldn't even mind seeing it there. So hopefully we will see these creatures and this planet again, because it was a new thing. Episode 4 I liked. I thought the action was good. It was good stuff. Echo was proven as a worthy soldier and wasn't brainwashed by figuring out the map and all that. Anakin kind of showed the dark side by torturing the leader of the base that the clones successfully infiltrated, the clone army. Mace Windu was in there. He was destroying shit, and I believe Obi-Wan was there too. Yes, he was. Obi-Wan Kenobi was in there. So I liked the Bad Batch. Echo was proven trusted, and I liked it very much. I thought it was pretty good. The Separatists were defeated. The base was taken, and that was that. It was on to the next mission for the clone army. And Echo was questioning at the end whether to join the clone army or the Bad Batch, because he's more like them, kind of more unique, more unlike everyone else in the clone army, which, they're clones of basically Jango Fett, so they all look the same. But Echo looks different. He's now like half man, half machine, and he's unique, kind of like all the members of the Bad Batch, so he fits well with them. Rex told Echo, where they're good friends, he told him, hey, if that is your place now, then by all means join it. If that's what your heart's telling you, we'll figure it out in terms of orders and stuff. So Echo, he didn't. He decided to join the Bad Batch, and he just followed where his heart went and joined them. And he saluted Rex, and the Bad Batch did, and Rex saluted back, and that was the end of episode 4. Very much liked episode 4, and that's going to lead the Bad Batch and Echo to having their own TV show, which it's funny, for episode 1, I put on a note here, hope the Bad Batch is in other Star Wars stuff. And that was before I found out that the Bad Batch is getting their own show, which I think is pretty funny. So it's going to be very interesting to see it. I'm down to see it. I like the Bad Batch, so I like that special forces kind of stuff. They're unique killers, basically, in animated, more kid-friendly form. But hey, I'm still into it. If it's going to be kid-friendly form, that's the kind of kid-friendly form that I would like to see. So bring it. And also in the trailer, I think the character from Mandalorian, that Rennick, I think she is in the TV show. I saw her featured in it, so that will be pretty interesting. Pretty interesting to see. Episode 5. So we got into, that was the end of the Bad Batch with episode 4. The rest of the season, we got into Ahsoka, and it got into a really bad start with Ahsoka, who's Dave Filoni's favorite character in the Clone Wars and in Rebels. The Clone Wars, I think an analyst that I hear regularly for Star Wars, he called it the Ahsoka show instead of Star Wars The Clone Wars, the TV show. And I think that's pretty accurate. I mean, Ahsoka was featured way too much on the Clone Wars. No one gives a shit about Ahsoka compared to other characters. Like, let's be honest, not like Anakin or Obi-Wan. So I think Ahsoka got shoved into our face. And frankly, with this season, I think she kind of got shoved into our face again. Episode 5 got introduced with that trend. And episode 5, in my opinion, is the worst episode of the season. I thought it was trash. That's what I said here. Garbage. Easily the worst episode. It just was like kid-friendly. It was an introduction. It was supposed to be light for the first episode, I guess, was their tune. I hated it. I thought it was kind of a waste of my time. I just did not like it at all. I don't know if kids would like it either. In the side, though, we got introduced to these new characters of Ahsoka. this is right after Ahsoka left the Jedi Temple in being disappointed in their cause after the end of season 6. So she was walking around Coruscant, and she ran into this girl who's like some kind of a her ship got destroyed, so Ahsoka's ship got messed up, and she just happened to crash into like an auto shop where this girl lives, and then they became friends. And Ahsoka realized the girl has a sister, and both of them are called the Martez sisters. So yeah, I guess the girl that Ahsoka is more so friends with and that she ran into is named Rafa. I don't know what the sister's name is, but I will find out. But in this episode, the sister that Ahsoka doesn't like as much, and the sister doesn't trust Ahsoka at all because they just, she doesn't know her. It's a mysterious, like, who's she? What does she have to gain, kind of thing. The older sister is in relationships with some bad people, business relationships, and she's kind of in debt to them in a way. So the sister sells droids to unknown buyers that could use the droids for bad intentions. So she protects, but I kind of understood why the sister did that. It was a way for her to put food on the table and protect herself and her sister from potential harm if they don't do business. So they're kind of forced to. A droid was malfunctioning, I guess, with the younger sister and Ahsoka, and they had to chase the droid. It was an awful, awful sequence. It was terrible. Like it was kid stuff. It was trash. It was bad. And so yeah, this was not good. I put on my notes here Star Wars 1313, which I guess the feeling of Coruscant in this episode, if there was one positive of this episode, was that it reminded me of the video game that never was, Star Wars 1313. Hopefully, some pleasant memories of what I saw in the demo for that game. So hopefully they make something out of that game in the future and they don't just abandon it. Hopefully they go back to that game and complete it and release it. But I think they moved on from that, unfortunately. Episode 6, it was better than Episode 5, but not much better. Dialogue was slow. Some plot building, but not enough to save it. I put on here, just not a good episode. I believe this was the episode where Ahsoka learned more about what the older sister was planning, which was like a bad trade thing with some dangerous people outside of Coruscant. They had to trade weapons or something to pretty much some war criminals, and Ahsoka disapproved of it and complained to the sister about it. The sister's like, "Who are you? Why are you telling me what to do? Don't tell, what's your game here?" And the younger sister was, she was trying to defend Ahsoka. The younger sister wants to be some kind of a pilot or go to Imperial school to be a pilot. By the way, she said that here, so whatever. A little better than just not a good episode. I think they ended up going to the planet where they were going to trade weapons from this dealer, this really shady dealer that the older sister was connected to, and the younger sister decided to be an idiot and eject all the weapons while Ahsoka and the older sister were arguing, and so they were kind of screwed. They tried to trick the people they were trading, but the people caught them still, so they're in jail for Episode 7. Episode 7 was a little better than the last 2 episodes. There was a lot of cameos. I thought that were in here. Definitely there was a cameo in a jail cell of Hondo the pirate and his associates, which is kind of funny. There were Mandalorians featured in this episode watching from afar, and they're going to be a play here. I thought they were just a cameo, but they are not. And there was some kind of drunk character in the city when they escaped their cell. And I think Rafa was being tortured by the war criminals to find out where the weapons were. but they still managed to escape after that. And but I think they were caught again at the end of the episode as this hobo character who in the city that saw them running. She ended up ratting it out to the war criminals in their operation, so they caught him. The goat hobo or whatever. You only hear me say that every day. The goat hobo. I wonder if he's a character in something else or if he was featured in an animated episode before. I don't remember for sure, but he definitely looked familiar. So, if somebody in the comments section could answer that, that would be pretty cool. That's what these war criminals were called. They were called Pikes, the Pikes, and I feel like I've seen them before too. That's another cameo question I had. In terms of shooting the overall the the Martez sisters and Ahsoka, they're awful shooters. I thought they were literally in a hallway, two of them of the three, and the Pikes were shooting at them and they were still missing, like a narrow hallway. It was just horrific. But you know what? Without giving too much spoilers, stormtroopers ended up doing that in one of the episodes of Mandalorian. So, the apple doesn't fall too far from the tree in that creative element of those two types of villains. Episode 7 is where we learned about the parents dying, according to Ahsoka, in like a war that, in like a battle that happened between the kidnapping of senators that Ahsoka happened to be involved in. Unfortunately, Ahsoka didn't know that their parents were killed as like a collateral thing in trying to protect Coruscant senators from being kidnapped in a previous season. So there's apparently some kind of destruction that happened in the ongoing chase in that episode that the parents of the sisters got killed in. So I just didn't buy it. I thought it was lame, and I just wasn't a fan of it. I thought it was kind of like, whatever. I don't really care. No one cares about your parents. Okay, episode 8. So episode 7 was a little bit better than the last two episodes, but still I didn't think it was great. I thought it was maybe average at best. Episode 8 was the best of the arc. So yeah, I thought it was the best of the Ahsoka arc, the first Ahsoka arc. And the sister spice mission in this was pointless. The sisters went on a separate area because Ahsoka was like, she gave up herself for the Martez sisters, and the Martez sisters decided to get Ahsoka out from the Pikes. So, yeah, Ahsoka didn't the Pikes at this point still didn't realize Ahsoka was a Jedi, but Ahsoka managed to trick the Pikes into having the Martez sisters go and get the weapons that they wanted in order for losing my train of thought. In order for the Pikes to have some kind of leverage or some kind of assurance that they just wouldn't escape and leave, Ahsoka was there as their prisoner while they came back. The only problem is the Martez sisters didn't have weapons, so they had to like steal spice or something. That's right, they had to deliver spice to them or whatever. So, okay, not weapons. I gave you guys some fake news. They are selling weapons. They are selling weapons. Jedi mind tricks, people. Jedi mind tricks. They are not selling spice. Spice is lame compared to laser weapons. So the sisters went on a separate mini mission to steal spice. They ended up killing an innocent employee, whatever. And I thought it was just stupid. We found out as Ahsoka escaped her cell in this is episode 8 I'm talking about, as she escaped her cell again, and was journeying, investigating the Pikes and what their story was, because she sensed that there was more going on. I think she found out that the Pikes were communicating with their boss, which was Darth Maul, through telecommunications. You know, like how they show up in like a, by like some kind of like uh, sensor beam, and his face and body shows up talking to him from a distant planet or something. Uh, it was one of those communications, and Ahsoka quickly found out that Maul was the boss, and he was telling them what to do based off fear and stuff. So he's like, "You better get those rice weapons back, or whatever." So, or you know what will happen. And so the Pikes gulped, and Ahsoka left. And so Maul was injected into the story. What did I think of it? I thought it was cool, you know, adding Maul into it. Looking back on it, I think it was. Look, the Pikes are not interesting characters. It's nice to add Maul into it, Darth Maul. I don't like people calling him Maul. I don't like even saying that now. He's Darth Maul to me. He always will be. I don't care if he's really a Darth, not really a Darth anymore, if Palpatine disowned him, but whatever. I'm going to call him Darth Maul still. So Mandalore got involved here. They ended up um, shooting things up and really getting into it, and really kind of establishing their part. I like the resolve between Ahsoka and the Martez sisters at the end. I'm kind of skipping now, but Ahsoka and the Martez sisters, they rescued Ahsoka and jumped the ship. I think the Pikes died, or at least the leader of Pikes did. Or no, the Pikes were kept prisoner from the Mandalorians, who ended up jumping in and helping. And Mandalorians, I think, helped out in Episode 7 as well. I forgot to mention that. So they weren't just a cameo, but they were in the shadows and they ended up helping out. So it's a pretty even fight at the end between Ahsoka, the Martez sisters who came back, and the Mandalorians. But so that's pretty interesting. I guess the Mandalorians were hunting Maul. That's what they were doing. Maul was somewhere in Mandalore, and the Mandalorians, with Bo-Katan leading the way, were trying to investigate Maul's operations, and they were, they were infiltrating the operation that Ahsoka happened to be on. So they gained control of the operations. After the battle, Ahsoka took the sisters home. Ahsoka and the sisters now were pretty close, and they made up for any issues they had before. And Ahsoka told them, "I'm sorry, I accidentally killed your parents." The Martez sisters understood, and Ahsoka left. So, I don't know. I don't like the Martez sisters. I thought it was kind of lame. You know, you didn't need to have this. I just think this is filler for television. This is what happens when you have filler that you just simply don't need. You don't need it, but you have to have a certain number of episodes per rules of television contracts. So you got to add a Martez sister arc. Just wasn't a fan. I thought it was kind of stupid. So that's my overall thoughts on the Martez sisters. Will we see them again? I'm not opposed to that in live action or in another TV show. Okay, if they're used well and used in a cool way, sure, why not? But like this, they were not used in a cool way here. They were insignificant to me. They weren't lame, but they were insignificant, which might be even worse. Episode 9, the final arc. So the Ahsoka Revenge of the Sith arc. Here, this is the big arc that everyone was talking about from this season. And I really didn't like it for one particular reason, and I am close to talking about it. Episode 9. My first thought was, after realizing it, was this. Ugh! This final 4-part arc, which really ended up being a 3-part arc. Yeah, I think it was a 3-part arc where, yeah. No, it's 12 episodes. Okay, I'll have to figure that out when I get to it. But When I realized in episode 9 that this last part was going to be focused on Ahsoka, I was like, come the fuck on. Are you serious? We just had an arc for Ahsoka, a story arc, literally just get done. And now we're focused on the main arc with the main focus being Ahsoka's story. Come on, Dave. What the fuck? Why? I don't want to see Ahsoka again. So I thought that was shit. And let's see. Uh, a lot of Maul too. My stance on the Maul character at this point. My stance on Darth Maul was I don't like Darth Maul being used as this weird, consistent villain that really bitches a lot, and it's like, yeah, I'm Darth Maul, I have a voice. Ooh, Kenobi. It's like I feel like this entire animated series of both the Clone Wars and of Rebels have kind of made Maul a little bit bitchy. They kind of turned him into a whining bitch in a way, not fully, but kind of. They kind of made him into a whining bitch. I don't like that. I don't want Darth Maul to be kind of a whining bitch. I'd rather have him not be a bitch. No, no bitching, no bitching, Darth Maul. And so, um, a lot of Maul 2, that's kind of my stance on him. They use him as a recurring villain. I'd rather have him be a mysterious, ominous, dangerous, cool villain like how he was in episode 1. And they overused him and they gave him robotic legs and just bullshit. You know, it's a cool story when you think about his journey to obsessively kill Obi-Wan Kenobi out of pure anger and just ruthless anger, but and it's kind of cool how his arc ended, but I don't this is the price we have to pay for that arc is to have him be a nagging, whining, kind of bitchy Sith guy instead of being the cool Sith that we know and love from episode 1. I don't know if that's good at the end of the day. That's pleasant for me at the end of the day for Darth Maul. Because that bitchiness really takes away from him. So that's kind of my take on it. I like the tie-in of Episode 9 of Obi-Wan and Anakin here. Even though clearly it's Ahsoka's story, they tied in Anakin and Obi-Wan. I think this was Ahsoka's the last time she saw Anakin now, according to canon, before he became Vader. So that was kind of cool. A lot of cool moments here between the three when they were all in, and the clones were going. They agreed to go with Ahsoka to Mandalore to figure this out and figure out Maul. And Anakin managed to convince Kenobi of going. And yeah, it was a very interesting thing. I like the battle with Anakin, Kenobi, the clones, and the droids. In the first part of this episode, I thought it was cool. The action was good. So I like the animations of shots from Revenge of the Sith that they had at the beginning of the episode, showing some parts from that were actually actual shots from episode 3. So I thought that was cool. Hearing a lot from the next room, but I thought it was really good. It was all prep going into the major arc of this season, and I thought it was nice. It was a cool connection between the clones of Rex and them from from the Clone Wars, so that was nice. And yeah, it just shows too that Ahsoka, even though I don't like her, she has grown a lot from season 1 to season 7. Very big difference in growth. She's been in major battles with some of the most dangerous people on the galaxy. So she's more hardened now. She's still a kid, but she's a hardened kid. So that's kind of interesting. Episode 10, though, definitely my least favorite episode. Definitely my least favorite. We went into Mandalore in this episode, and in last episode, and we kind of figured stuff out. Darth Maul, I think, killed a lot of clones that Ahsoka and them were battling, and in episode 10, she was about to die, I think, but she was saved by a squadron of people uh, that were attacking. So I think what the deal in Mandalore here is that Maul took over the evil part of the more rogue Mandalores, and he developed his own army from them. I guess his overall goal is to stop the Emperor and this vision of this figure named Darth Vader, and he ended up developing an army, and he wants to take over Mandalore and fight the Empire off of that. And but Maul is still viewed as an enemy, of course, by the current Republic. So Ahsoka and them are going to stop him, and because that's kind of her designated journey from the previous arc of this season is to go and stop Darth Maul. So it makes all the sense in the world for her to go and do it, and while everyone else is busy in the war. And so Ahsoka and them, Ahsoka and Bo-Katan's army versus Maul and his rogue army in Mandalore. That would be it. So, okay, whatever. Makes me wonder if Ahsoka is going to be in season 3 of Mandalorian, given what I'm talking about right now. So, interesting. Episode 10. Let's see. Ahsoka beating. Yep. Okay, I'll get to it right now. Episode 10 was so the big fight happened. Darth Maul prepared his troops for battle, and let's see, the Bo-Katan and her army fought, and the clones that Ahsoka asked for from Anakin and Obi-Wan to help out, which included Rex. So the clones and Bo-Katan's group versus the Darth Maul's Mandalorian group. They went to battle as Darth Maul went to the main throne of Mandalore, and Ahsoka sensed it. They went for a fight. Darth Maul told her about this figure named Darth Vader. Ahsoka had no idea who it was, and so I think they went to a fight. I don't know if Maul mentioned Anakin. It's kind of a key part if he did, but I don't remember that. But they went through to a fight. It was a brutal fight outside between the Mandalorian and clone armies, but I think the Mandalorians and clones got the upper hand in a brutal battle. I think the main leader of the rogue Mandalorian army died, but I'm not sure. Ahsoka and Darth Maul tried to fight in like some kind of raptor, like these raptor ceiling things in the sky. It was dangerous. And Ahsoka, I don't remember how exactly it happened, but Ahsoka basically beat Darth Maul. Dave Filoni's crown jewel of Ahsoka Tano beat Darth Maul. What? What? He beats Darth Maul? Are you fucking kidding me? Beats Darth Maul? Bullshit. This is bullshit. That Ahsoka Tano, this little teenage brat, beats the man who killed Qui-Gon Jinn like 20 years ago. What? Dave Filoni's got his head up his ass. Got his head up his ass. If he thinks he's going to have Ahsoka Tano win against Darth Maul, that's bullshit. That was just like, I'm done with this season. I'm done with this season right now. I don't care how good it is. The idea of Ahsoka Tano even beating Darth Maul, just the idea of it is stupid. It's just ridiculous. It's fantasy. No, even for a fantasy, it's fantasy. That's how dumb it is. And so I thought that totally took me out of this entire season. I'm not going to lie. That one part, that took me out this entire season, because Dave Filoni, he loves this character too much of Ahsoka Tano. Nobody fucking loves Ahsoka Tano. Nobody. Nobody likes her. Well, maybe some people. Most people don't like her. Fuck Ahsoka Tano beating Darth Maul. Pieces of shit. So I was like, no. That's just not how you do it. You do not have Ahsoka beat Darth Maul, but that's what they did. And he didn't just beat Darth Maul, she kind of embarrassed him. She wrapped him around in like some kind of prison thing to where he couldn't move. He impersonated Darth Maul. He humiliated him. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous to have Ahsoka Tano beat Darth Maul. A bunch of bullshit. So, where was I at? Okay. Action was good. Dialogue was good. For again, like I said with episode 10, I like the some of the dialogue used here, but god damn, Dave Filoni just had to go there and have Darth Maul, the Sith trained by Emperor Palpatine, the Sith who defeated Qui-Gon Jinn fair and square 20 years ago. Before this, he lost to Ahsoka Tano, a cartoon character in Ahsoka Tano. Bullshit. That's my stance on it. Ugh, man. I couldn't believe that. I was like, what? So, it's just stupid. It's just stupid. I'm sorry. It's just so stupid. I mean, literally, like, this is like, you know, we're talking about first world problems here. First world problems are first world problems. But like, Jesus, man. Ahsoka Tano beating Darth Maul is ridiculous. It's fucking stupid. Alright, episode 11. Like, now that I'm back, Darth Maul is now a prisoner from the mighty Ahsoka Tano. And, Bo-Katan put him in like some kind of imprisoning structures that Mandalorians may have made, I guess, in the early days to imprison Jedi and keep them there. So it was like some kind of floating device that they could put into like a Republican ship and send Darth Maul to Republican prison. So they don't know what's going on with Anakin, or at least it was going to happen where Anakin killed Mace Windu here and became Darth Vader. That's kind of what happened. Ahsoka sensed it, and the Emperor established Order 66. So every clone on the ship, including Rex, were trying to kill Ahsoka Tano. Even though Ahsoka wasn't a Jedi anymore, it didn't matter. They thought she was a Jedi, so they were going to kill her. As I put for episode 11, liked the story throughout the episode, thought it was well done. So I did. I thought the story here was well done, except for the Darth Maul crap, which had to carry over, of course, to this episode where he was a prisoner and stuff. And now Maul was Ahsoka's bitch or something. It was just horrible. I liked the maze-like game on the ship between Ahsoka, Rex, the clones, Maul, and the R units that Ahsoka adopted because she was on the run from the now brainwashed clones that were trying to kill her, but who were just once her friends, but Order 66 happened, so they quickly got brainwashed, and they were just trying to kill her no matter what, because she was a Jedi. And they were programmed to kill Jedis with that order. So, I'm telling you guys like you guys don't know. Ahsoka was on the run in the ship. Rex and the rest of the clones were then in search for her. Ahsoka had no choice but to release Darth Maul from his cage. And Maul asked for a saber, but Ahsoka said, "You're not getting nothing. You're lucky I don't kill you. Get out and go do your thing." So basically, he treated Maul like a little kid. That's not bad enough for Dave Filoni. Fucking Dave Filoni to have a little child, a teenager, beat Darth Maul, but then treat Darth Maul like her bitch. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just having some fun here, okay? Just, whatever. I just thought it was ridiculous. And, where was I at? I already mentioned that. Hate Maul was treated like a kid. But the cool thing is, Maul is now in this maze-like game in the ship where the clones are looking for Ahsoka. Ahsoka's running around, and now you got this unique figure in Darth Maul going around and killing and causing chaos. So it's kind of fun in that way when you look at it. Eventually, Ahsoka went to a room that happened to have the R2 or the R2D2 like units on the ship. They all were talking to Ahsoka, and so Ahsoka quickly figured out, oddly, Order 66 and the chips and all that stuff. So I thought that was kind of odd, but whatever. Ahsoka somehow figured it out, and she managed to incapacitate the clones that were with Commander Rex, and she managed to neutralize Rex to where Rex was unconscious, and she took Rex to a ship, to like an area where she was going to take out the chip and have Rex return to normal. The other clones realized this as Darth Maul was killing other clones and trying to find a way to get out of the ship with like some kind of escape pods or something. But the clones destroyed the escape pods. But the clones realized that Ahsoka was probably in that room, so Ahsoka managed to imprison the room while the commander was disabled. The chip in the commander was disabled right on time, and I think Rex and Ahsoka managed to take out the clones that were outside of that room in the next episode, which was episode 12. Episode 11 I liked. It was a good episode, with all that stuff. Unlike episode 10. Episode 9 was good, though. But at this point, it didn't matter. My brain was already removed from this season being any good because of the stuff with Darth Maul and Ahsoka. It's like, why? Why did you have Ahsoka beat Darth Maul? Like, why did you have to go there? It's just, I don't know. I thought episode 12 was the climax, of course, of the final arc. It had, it's funny, I kind of want to finish this now, but Commander, I don't know if it's Captain Rex, right? It's Captain Rex and Ahsoka. We're finding a way to figure out the troops on the ship and try to get them out of this brainwash while trying to rescue them. The R2 units were helping in any way they could, so they were with Rex and Ahsoka, while Darth Maul was literally he destroyed the main parts of the ship to where the ship was going to crash in a nearby planet, and he killed a lot of clones in a funny way in the process. So I thought that was pretty cool. And so Maul his plan was to destroy the ship and get on a like an X-wing or something and get out of there. So, and while everyone else died, so it was pretty cool how they use Maul here to kind of just go do his own thing. And Ahsoka and the rest of them were trying to find a way to, I don't know what they were originally going to do, but it didn't matter because Maul was destroyed the ship enough to where it was going to crash in a planet and get destroyed. And so I think Ahsoka and their plan was to get off the ship with the rest of the members trying to get on, but the clones caught him on, I guess, the flying deck of the ship, and while Maul was in the background, the clones, even though Rex was trying to talk to him, the clones didn't listen, and they said, "You are now a traitor since you're trying to not have us kill Ahsoka." So basically they were firing at him. The R units found a way to, I guess, have the clones get off of or go down a level on the deck, but somehow the clones got back up. And meanwhile, this was all happening. Darth Maul got into a ship and he managed to fly out of there, so he was gone. The clones found a way to get back up, and the clones saw the R units and shot all of them down. So the R units were destroyed, which kind of sucked. I hated the clones after that. Kind of wanted them to die, but Um, Ahsoka and Rex. No, did Rex? Rex was on the ship with them. So Rex and Ahsoka survived. I don't remember how exactly, but every other clone on the ship died. So they made a memorial for them as they in this area that the ship crash landed. And then you see as Ahsoka and Rex leave. Years later, you see a Darth Vader walking towards it and regaining a lightsaber that Ahsoka left behind for them in memorial. So that lightsaber became part of Vader's collection. So that's kind of tells the story of what happened. So of that ship, and it tells Ahsoka's story of what happened in Order 66. Not that I really cared, but whatever. I thought it was whatever. This was the Ahsoka show. It was the Ahsoka show again, and it was kind of proof to that analyst that I've heard before that Dave Filoni is obsessed with Ahsoka. That analyst's name is John Campea, by the way. That's the analyst's name. He's a very good analyst for Star Wars, if you care to listen to him, so go ahead and give that guy a listen. But, man, that Ahsoka beating Darth Maul, I just left such an unsatisfying taste in my mouth. Just such a nasty taste in my mouth of this teenage girl basically beating Darth Maul. Even though she's war hardened at this point, to her credit, she's not nearly as powerful. She's not even close to as powerful as Darth Maul should be. Not even close. It's stupid, and now it's canon. Awesome. And they have Dave Filoni as this weird, like, head person at Lucasfilm who is seen as the promising young pupil. Promising for what? For pushing Ahsoka down our throats? No, I'm not interested. Not interested in seeing Dave Filoni push this Ahsoka character any more down our throats. She had her stand toe to toe with Darth Vader, even though she was a lot more experienced at that point in Rebels. Still, though, I'm just tired of this Ahsoka character being looked at as this god. It's like, man, I just didn't like it. So, this was the most egregious one, though. Like, Ahsoka is not a master yet, not even close, and she beats Darth Maul. Screw that. So that's my whole take on the season. So, without that, though, this season would have been okay. It would have been good, and I would have been fine with it. But no, Dave Filoni had to be Ahsoka 2.0 and book her like that. So that was stupid. That was very, very stupid. So that was my overall take on it. So there you have it. And so overall, I thought this season had quite a few good parts, especially with the Bad Batch at the beginning. But it just Dave Filoni kind of had to ruin it with the weakness that of Ahsoka that he unfortunately had to make her the most powerful being in the galaxy. So that's pretty unfortunate. What did you guys think of this season of Star Wars: The Clone Wars? Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Am I being a little too hard on Ahsoka? Am I just being not hard enough even? Let me know down in the comments section below. I would love to hear your thoughts. So go ahead and let me know. And also, while you're at it, go ahead and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel at Ben Burnside, where I have a bunch of other discussions like this of movies and TV shows, and where I have reactions to a bunch of trailers that you might like, and also discussions of other things outside of this kind of pop culture, like sports, combat sports especially, and even politics, like serious stuff. I have conversations about that. So go ahead and subscribe to my YouTube channel and explore what you like on there. It'd be a great pleasure of you to explore it, and I appreciate it. So go ahead and check it out whenever you have the chance. Alrighty, guys. Now I'd like to say so long, and I'll see you in the next video. I hope you guys again have a great holiday season, and I will catch you around with some new videos being made very soon. So, until then, I'll catch you on the burn side, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.